Zoe. This is Danielle, and I am answering your question about the flying wing stitch. It's easier to show you than it is to talk about it. So this is my swatch that I've been working on earlier. And I am on row 3 of the flying wing stitch pattern. So I'm going to just continue working across the row. You can fast forward if you get it and that's all you need. And then I'm going to flip my work and do row 4 so you can see how I do the purls. The instructions aren't wrong, but I think what should have been said is to drop the 3 stitches versus slipping the 3 stitches. Okay, so I've already done one of the pattern repeats, so here we go again. Skip 2 stitches, knit in the 3rd, pulling up a loop. Oh, sorry, I hope this is okay visually. I've never done this before. Pulling up a loop, go back, knit in the 1st stitch, knit in the second stitch, pulling up loops each time, so you now have your 3 stitches from where you were knit, but you have those 3 stitches still on the left needle. Just pull them off and drop them. You have the 3 loops that you brought up. Then sorry, I don't have a cable needle, so I'm using another needle tip to do it. Says drop the next stitch or place on cable needle, knit, knit. Gonna kill my dog, she keeps bumping the tripod. And then go back to the stitch on the cable needle and knit that. So I now have 2 repeats of my flying wing stitch pattern. You can kind of see how they're going to be pulled apart, and I'm just going to continue across the row. Skip 2 stitches, knit in the 3rd, pull up a loop, go back, knit in the 1st and the 2nd, drop those 3 stitches off the left needle. You've got them loops on the right. Drop the next stitch or place onto a cable needle. I'm not good at cabling without a cable needle, so better safe than sorry. Knit into the next 2 stitches and then knit the stitch off the cable needle. Skip 2 stitches, knit into the 3rd, pulling up a loop, go back, knit in the 1st stitch, knit in the 2nd stitch, drop those 3 stitches off the left needle. Next stitch on cable needle, knit 2. I'm sorry, and I am a picker or a continental knitter, so hopefully you are too, and I'm not confusing you even more. If you're an English knitter or a thrower, it's, not any different. You're just holding the yarn in your other hand. Okay, skip the next 2. Go into the 3rd stitch, knit that by pulling up a loop. Keep them all on the left hand needle while you knit into the 1st and into the 2nd, and drop them off the left needle. Cable the next needle, knit 2, knit the stitch on the cable. And this is my swatch, so I'm just doing a couple garter stitches on the end so it doesn't curl. That is row 3 of the flying wing stitch pattern. Now I'm going to turn my work. Willow, I will hurt you. And like I stated, for my swatch, I'd done a few garter stitches on the ends, so just ignore them. Okay, so now we are back on row 4. It's, for the swatch, it's treating that stitch as if it's the selvage stitch, so I'm going to purl 1. Selvage stitch, and then it says purl 5, and since this is all in a row, I will purl 5. When you are knitting your cardigan, you will adjust the number of purl stitches at this time to match where you are in your pattern. You'll be able to see the stitches you need to purl together. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh look, there's a gap between the next 2 stitches. I'm going to skip that 1 stitch, purl the 2nd stitch on the left hand needle, bringing up the loop. Then I'm going to go back and purl the 1st stitch on my left hand needle. And I'm going to slip both of those purled stitches off the left hand needle, and we're good. Then the pattern is purl 4 and do the same. So you will know where all of your purl crossovers are, because you're gonna see the holes in your knitting. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, skip the next stitch, purl into the 2nd, go back, purl into the 1st, and then drop both those stitches off the left needle. Purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1, purl the 2nd, go back, purl the 1st, drop off the left hand needle. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip the next, purl in the 2nd, go back and purl in the 1st. I'm splitting my yarn, ignore that. Drop them both off the left needle. Purl 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip the next one, purl into the 2nd, go back, purl into the 1st, and then drop those stitches off the left hand side, and then my garter stitch border for my swatch. So I turn that, and you can see how I've got the flying wing stitch pattern progressing. So this isn't a very good tutorial. I normally don't do them, but I figure it's a lot easier to show than to say. So hopefully this resolves your confusion, and I hope you have a good time knitting your cardigan. Bye.